Authority approves use of hemp-based medicines. Sunday News, local news. The MCAZ has given the green light for the use of hemp-based complementary medicines in the country, paving the way for medicinal cannabis industry in the country. Zimbabwe became one of the first in Africa to legalize the production of medicinal cannabis in 2018, with 57 licenses having been issued to date. According to MCAZ, licensed cannabis, hemp producers, manufacturers, importers, exporters and retail pharmacies are required to apply for registration before they could start distributing hemp products. In a circular, MCAZ Acting Director General Mr. Richard Rikwata said they were receiving and assessing applications for approval for hemp-based CBD products as complementary medicines. The authority advises stakeholders that it will consider applications for approval of hemp-based CBD products as complementary medicines under the following conditions, such as submission of an application for registration dossier in line with the guideline for submission of application for complementary medicines, submission of product samples and submission of certificates of analysis from an accredited laboratory specifying the quantities of the active moieties of S and any traces of tetrahydrocannabinols as part of the information in the dossier, said Mr. Rikwata. He said the authority required clearly specified indications and warning among other information as part of the product information in line with the complementary medicines guideline. Mr. Rikwata said there will be satisfactory inspection of manufacturing site by MCAZ Inspectorate to ensure that the site complies with good manufacturing practices for the manufacture of complementary medicines. The Acting Director General said conditions for the certification include payment of complementary medicine product application fees as gazetted. Any hemp-based CBD product applications that do not meet the criteria above may not be approved for distribution and will be confiscated. Further, Mr. Rikwata said sellers may be prosecuted for selling unapproved complementary medicines. Analysts have previously noted that Zimbabwe could be losing millions in potential foreign currency in cannabis exports after it emerged that only about 10% of licensed entities and individuals were operating. In 2020, the global cannabis extract market size was valued at $8.3 billion and is projected to reach a revised size of $22.6 billion by 2027. Earlier this year, in an online webinar on developing a vibrant cannabis industry in Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe Industrial Hemp Trust, ZIT, founder and chief executive officer, CEO, Dr. Zaradzai Moraviki said with about 60 or plus medicinal cannabis licenses having been issued, only about 10% of those were active. Dr. Moraviki said recreational cannabis use, which involves using cannabis for personal enjoyment rather than for health purposes such as smoking, spiritual and traditional healing purposes, was still illegal in Zimbabwe.